When my boyfriend started comparing me to his brother's perfect girlfriend, I thought it was just a phase, until his obsession tore our relationship apart. My boyfriend, Ethan, 22M, and I have been together since high school. We share an apartment with his brother, Liam. For the past 3 months, Liam has been dating Sophia, a woman he met on a dating app. Recently, with restrictions easing up, we finally got to meet her in person. She's warm, funny, and clearly smitten with Liam. Like can't stop staring at each other in love. It's adorable and a little nauseating. But lately, Ethan's been acting off. Quiet, cold. He's been avoiding me, going to bed early and sleeping late. I tried kissing him yesterday, and he turned his head away. Alarm bells were ringing. When Liam wasn't home, I confronted Ethan and asked what was going on. At first, he was defensive, but then he cracked, and what he said shattered me. I'm rethinking everything. He went on to compare me to Sophia, claiming she was the perfect girlfriend. Apparently, Sophia asked for Liam's opinion before cutting her hair and didn't get bangs because he didn't like them. Meanwhile, I once got a pixie cut without consulting Ethan first. Then he said, Sophia gives Liam oral every morning and night. You never even offer. She packs his lunch, rubs his shoulders. She cares. You don't. I was stunned. Ethan and I had always prided ourselves on being the couple that didn't do sappy romance. No Valentine's Day. No cheesy gifts. We used to laugh at couples like Liam and Sophia, calling it unrealistic. Now Ethan was crying, saying he felt sick and like he was missing out on a love like theirs. By the end of his meltdown, he was sobbing so hard he actually threw up. I didn't know what to say. I grabbed him water, went to bed, and left early for work. I spent the day hiding out at a coffee shop, dreading going home. I had no idea where we stood, or if we even still had a relationship. When I finally went home, Ethan wasn't there. Liam, however, was waiting for me. Liam sat me down and told me Ethan wouldn't be coming back. Apparently, Ethan had overheard Liam and Sophia through the walls during their private moments and fixated on their relationship. It wasn't that Liam had been bragging. Ethan was literally eavesdropping. Worse, when Ethan tried to joke about it to Liam, he made a racially charged comment about Sophia that crossed every line. Liam threw him out immediately. Now Ethan's staying with their parents, and I'm left to figure out how to cover his share of the rent. Oh, and here's the kicker. Ethan has 200 Funko Pops sitting in our living room that I have to figure out how to ship back to him. Just what I needed. I don't even know how I got here. Ethan and I bonded over being anti-romance, and now he's falling apart because I'm not Sophia. Was this relationship ever real? At least Liam has my back, and as much as it hurts, I think I'm better off without Ethan. Some things you can't unhear or unknow. Sophia and Liam may be disgustingly cute, but at least they're authentic. And me? I've got a fresh start, no Funko Pops, and a lot of lessons learned. Let me tell you another engaging and interesting story. This one's about how a single lottery ticket not only exposed the cracks in my relationship, but also became the catalyst for a brand new chapter in my life. It all started as just another day in my routine life. My boyfriend, Nate, and I have been living together for a few years. I worked tirelessly, holding down a full-time job and a part-time gig, while he focused on being a full-time student and worked part-time in the summers. Our arrangement wasn't perfect, but I was committed to supporting him as he pursued his dream of earning a degree. Mornings were always the same. We'd stop by the corner store on the way to work. Nate would buy us cigarettes and coffee, while I picked up some fruit for lunch and, occasionally, a lottery ticket. He never missed a chance to tease me, calling it the stupid tax. I'd laugh it off and joke, don't expect a penny when I win. One day, against all odds, I actually won. The number was big enough to make a difference. For a moment, I felt like I was in a dream. I rushed to tell Nate, expecting excitement, maybe even celebration. Instead, I got a dismissive, "You probably spent more than that on tickets." His words stung, but what hurt even more was how quickly he turned angry. He accused me of being selfish, insisting that we had to use the money to buy a car. Here's the thing. I didn't want a car. We lived in a city where public transport was reliable, and owning a car would only mean more expenses, parking, insurance, maintenance. But Nate wouldn't let it go. He sulked, argued, and eventually dragged me to a car dealership. When I refused to buy anything, he threw a tantrum in front of the salesman. That night, I packed a bag and stayed at my mom's, replaying everything in my head. The next morning, I made a decision. I used part of the winnings to pay off our rent for the rest of the year and donated the rest to charity. It wasn't about the money anymore. It was about taking control of my life. But I didn't tell Nate what I'd done. When I got home, he was angrier than ever, still fixated on the car. What I didn't realize at the time was that this wasn't just about the lottery money. Nate was hiding a much bigger secret. A few weeks later, the truth came out. Nate had dropped out of school months ago. He hadn't told me because he was embarrassed, or so he claimed. Instead of focusing on his degree, he joined a Christian rock band. The kicker? Nate wasn't even religious. On top of that, he developed a cocaine habit. That lottery win to him was the answer to all his problems. A way to fund his dreams of making it big. I couldn't believe it. I'd sacrificed so much for him, working myself to exhaustion to support his education, only to find out he'd thrown it all away. We had a huge fight. He tried to guilt me, saying I'd regret not helping him when he made it big. I reminded him that I'd already supported him through one dream, his degree, and he'd squandered it. That was the final straw. He broke up with me, saying I'd come crawling back once I realized my mistake. Spoiler, that didn't happen. I had his brother come by to collect his belongings, and that's when I uncovered another twist. During the time Nate lived with me, our apartment had been broken into 3 times. I thought it was bad luck until a friend of Nate's came forward, claiming Nate had tried to sell my laptop and prescriptions around the time of those break-ins. Turns out, Nate might have staged the robberies. I filed a police report and handed over everything I knew. Now, with Nate out of my life, things have started to turn around. I've left my dead-end part-time job and found something I'm passionate about. My apartment feels brighter and cleaner. No more unflushed toilets or clutter. I even adopted a rescue cat who has become my little ray of sunshine. With all my newfound free time, I've taken up knitting and recently went on a date for the first time in years with a wonderful woman no less. It's been a journey, painful at times, but so worth it. That lottery ticket didn't just win me money. It gave me the push I needed to see Nate for who he really was and to start living for myself. Looking back, I don't regret a single thing. If you enjoyed this story full of twists and drama, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support means the world to me, and it helps bring more gripping content your way. Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more.